Hi guys, Julia Neal here with Red Cedar Real Estate, and I wanted to pop on and make a video for my contingent home buyers out there. For the purpose in our conversations today, a contingent home buyer is going to be someone that owns a current residence that they are going to need to offload, rent, sell before they go and purchase a new property. This is never something we see with first-time home buyers because they don't have those assets to begin with, but it is something we commonly see with property owners who want to move up into a bigger property for their family or a different circumstance. And it's something we do all of the time. So I am going to share a lot of details with you today, but just know that we are here to help you have the best real estate experience possible when you are ready, no matter what that means for you. So we can always find a unique situation that works best for you. When you are a contingent home buyer, you always need to focus on being a strong seller first and a strong buyer second. What does that mean? That means that you really want to focus on making sure that you are in the best situation possible with the residence and asset that you currently own before you go and think about purchasing a new property. For example, you cannot go and settle on a home that you want to buy until you have already settled on your current home and sold it to someone else. When your lender actually issues you your pre-approval for your home purchase, it is going to be contingent on your first home settling or renting it out or whatever circumstance it may be. And with that in mind, there are two different ways that we most commonly see that our sellers and buyers work through this whole situation for the most and easiest success possible. The first is going to be doing these things at the same time, because not all of us have the luxury or the want to move multiple times, which would require you to sell a property, find somewhere else to live, and then, go and purchase your new home. Most of the time, these two settlements need to happen within the same relative amount of time. And what that means is there are going to be a lot of moving parts for that entire duration of that experience. And it's important to focus on really tying up as many loose ends with the home sale before you think about the home purchase. So you are going to want to get your current home on the market. You're going to want to get a lot of interest and potentially get offers and get your home under contract before you get excited about putting a contract in on a new home. The reason that we say this is when you are a contingent home buyer and you have a home to sell, there are a whole lot of variables mixed up in that your new home seller and listing agent are going to ask about and want information on before they even think about accepting your offer to purchase their property. Think about it this way. If you were going to put your home on the market and someone came and said, hey, I want to buy this, but I have a home to sell and my house isn't even on the market yet. What do you do with that? You can't settle and sell them your home until they sell their other one. So you are going to want to see as many loose ends tied up on that real estate transaction as possible before you even consider that they could be ready and they are the right buyer for you on your current property. And that's kind of the mindset that we want to have thinking about your future home purchase. And it's something that you really, really want to consider in markets like these, where it's still a really hot seller's market in many areas with a lot of competition. When you have a contingent home buyer needing to sell a home, that adds, as I said, a whole nother level of variables that a first-time home buyer or someone that doesn't have a home to sell, they don't even have those variables. So they are automatically a stronger buyer and in a better circumstance to have their offer accepted to the seller when compared to yours. So it's important to really think about these things and tie up as many of those loose ends as possible. With all of that being said, all of these things are happening at once. So you're moving forward on your current real estate transaction, working through negotiations, having inspections done, looking for your new home, worrying about negotiations and inspections and everything on that property. And it can be a lot, which is why it's really important to make sure that you have the right real estate team in place who has experience with this and knows how to handle all of those moving parts, because there are a lot of them. But don't worry, we do this all of the time, and it's something that your real estate professionals should be experienced in and be able to hold your hand through and help you have the best process possible. As I did mention, you are going to have to sell property 1 before you buy property 2. So that can happen on the same day. It can happen where you sell one property a week prior and go somewhere for the interim before you purchase your new one, but you can't purchase that new property before you sell your first. So thinking about your move out strategy and where you're headed, where you can stay for that short period of time in between is going to be important and different for every single family. The other circumstance, option number 2, is to really focus on being a strong seller first before you go out and even think about a home purchase. And that would mean that you put your home on the market, get it sold, move into like a short-term situation with a friend, family member, or rental, and then think about moving again and finding the home of your dreams. This can be a great circumstance for a lot of people if they have the option to move multiple times into multiple places, because it allows them to be the strongest buyer possible when the right home comes on the market, because they don't even have to think about that contingency. So I know this was a lot of information today. We are always here to be your real estate resource and answer any questions, but I just wanted to skim the surface on some of the topics that I've talked to a lot of my clients about over the last couple of months. So hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and reach out anytime.